Good day, traders. Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. Daily currency levels for the pound crosses on Friday, May 22nd. Looking at our calendar, coming up in a few minutes, we have retail sales, British pound, and then earlier New York, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the ECB monetary policy meeting accounts. Looking at our pound Aussie daily, we can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday has taken out Thursday's high. We had a smaller inside bar at the low of the week, down on one full expansion of that upper rectangle. It's possible we may have a reversal or even a one bar pullback in progress. And we have stops up at the high of the week of Monday's high, and that is up at the 88.46 level. When we look at our 4-hour chart, we can see that reversal coming on a 1, 2, 3. We saw that yesterday. Then a bear candle pin that trapped people shorting the market down low. Reverse that with a pullback and a 1, 2, 3 currently, which could be an extension and a measured move in progress. Currently heading upwards towards the 87.50 level. Looking at our 15-minute chart, we can see that this market, if we just consolidate that for a moment, we've broken out of last night's U.S. session swing highs. We took out yesterday's high. We've taken out the stops from Wednesday's U.S. session highs as well. Currently, we have stops above from the London session on Wednesday, up above the 87.15 level. We're still below the double zeros. We're going to zoom in a bit here. We can see there's plenty of stops up top. But again, if we zoom in, we can see that this morning this market consolidated and then resumed its upward move with a nice bullpen hammer, taking out the swing highs from the U.S. session as well as the high of the day. We've since broken through that and pulled back, consolidated, and continued that move. And now, just briefly in the last 15 minutes, we've taken out stops at the high of the day. Obviously, there are stops now above that current price bar that's printing. As we head into the Europe Open, we could see a stop hunt back down into the trend for the London market opening up and possibly continuing that move. Again, we have plenty of stops up top, the high of the week, up towards, again, on that daily chart, up at 88.46. So currently we are in an uptrend, making higher highs, higher lows. We could see that 1, 2, 3 pattern stop hunting back against the trend, either in Europe or possibly into the London Open. Next up is our pound Canadian. Again, this market turned off the triple zeros yesterday at 1.70. We have a micro double bottom in place. That market failed to follow through below Wednesday's low. We turned off of 1.70, taking out stops from Monday's high. There is a gap, as you can see from last Thursday's breakout traders, that on Friday morning we have a gap at 71.53 that this market potentially may move to fill. That's 50 pips away. We haven't completed a full expansion of that range, but we've done 1.5 and the market has turned around, so we possibly could be in a stop hunt back to filling that gap. We can see that the market made 3 attempts to break through that triple zero level. 1 push, 2 push, 3 pushes before consolidating and then shooting back up. We've had the 1, 2, 3 testing out the highs of the week. But again, we do have that gap from last Friday's breakdown of Thursday's low at 71.53. Depending on how the market handles the high of the day currently, as you can see, we've cleared out stops. We'll just take this out. We've cleared out stops from high of the week. The market has a micro trend line in place. We broke out of yesterday's highs. We've taken out the highs from Wednesday. And we'll just blow this up again. Currently making new highs. We have swing low stops at 70.83. So again, we could see a similar sort of Europe or London Open stop hunt down against the move for a continuation and a retest of the highs of the day. We do have stops below the swing lows of today and last night's U.S. session, as well as yesterday's lows and the U.S. session lows at 69.87. But again, currently breaking out, making new highs, and continuing that trend. And we could see, if we just again bring this together, either that market blow off in 3 pushes, filling the gap, the blue line being the gap from last Friday morning. But we do have stops still in that breakaway gap between 71.30 and where we're at 7,100 right now. The market has made 3 big strong pushes up, and we have had 3 legs today push. So we've had 1 push, 2 push. We could have a little blow off move and a retest back inside of today's range. We'll watch how that Europe Open either stop hunts down or works the high of the day. Next up is our pound Swiss. Again, looking at our daily chart first, that market pulled back strongly and dropped down on Wednesday. Traders who shorted that are trapped currently. The market pulled back yesterday, but it's consolidated underneath last month's breakout low. And again, we're sitting at a possible crux point where we have the falling trend line from that breakout up top, the smaller descending triangle, as well as the low of last month, acting as potential resistance for that bigger geometrical pattern. If this market was to fall through, we could get a measured move of this whole upper range. But again, it's struggled to follow through on Wednesday's short trade. And again, looking at our 4-hour, we can see this market is turned off of that lower area where stops are in place at 1775 and pulled up and consolidated at that 1865 area. If it was to break through this, we could probably certainly retest the highs of the week. Also stopping out traders who were short up in this breakout of the inside bar at 1891 and stops above the high of the week at 1934. Looking at our 15-minute chart, we can see the market moved up strongly into the U.S. close and consolidated sideways. This market could resume its upward movement. We haven't seen a peak formation put in place yet. We have stops up above. We'll just consolidate this for a moment. We can see there's a fairly large gap with not much to stop this market continuing its upward move. We don't really have evidence of a top in place, more of a consolidation and possibly a continuation in that Europe-London Open. If this market was to break down, it would break down, pull back, and possibly resume off of the 1850 level. But again, currently we've had a move off yesterday's low, gone into consolidation, and could certainly see that continuation up through the highs of the day. Pound yen. Again, this market pulling back strongly and then just consolidating, and we've had a 2 or 3 2 so far narrow ranging days. The market has failed to follow through on the 2 big bursts off the 130 level. Currently we're trading inside of Tuesday's range. When we look at our 4-hour chart, we can see the market again, that big pullback, that 250 pip move to the upper 3250 level before falling off, dropping down, consolidating, hitting the stops again, currently sitting at the lows of that first pullback. And when we head into the Europe session, we may see a retest of the highs or a follow through. And again, if the market does continue to sort of drop through that 130.75 level, there's not a lot to stop it from falling all the way down to 130 and possibly even retesting the lows of the week. But again, this market is finding it's lost a bit of gas in either direction, so we'll have to look to see how the 15-minute is currently sitting on top of Monday's high. Sorry, just below Monday's high. Monday's high is at that 131.25 level. We've pulled back, possible peak formation in place after 3 pushes last night, and then a retest this morning in Asia before dropping down and consolidating, dropping down again, and just trading off of the 131.25 level as we speak. If we were to resume this downward movement and take out the lows of the day, we could possibly see a trending day in effect, or the market will consolidate around this 130.100 level for a possible reversal and testing of the 130-150 level. Looking at our pound New Zealand, again, market made a big move down on Wednesday before pulling back inside bar yesterday. The market has just briefly traded to the high before consolidating underneath of the 2.000 level. We have stops below the low of the week at 98.83, and again just trading below the triple zeros. When we look at our 4-hour chart, we've done 2 full expansions of that upper rectangle, currently trading sideways on that second full expansion. If we were to drop through, this market could possibly continue to a third full expansion, taking out stops down to the 98.25 area. But again, this market may find a little bit of support trading back above the triple zeros and consolidating above the numbers. Just looking at the 15-minute chart, we can see in this last 15 minutes, as Europe's opening, we're getting a big break towards through that breakout from this morning's session. We do have stops at the low of the day at 99.38, and of course above the swing highs up at that 2025 level. Again, just zooming in, we are in a third peak from yesterday's trading. We had 1 push, 2 push, and then 1, 2 pushes, possibly a third, and a peak in place. But again, the market's making a fairly strong move down. This could be a stop hunt. We'll have to see how this market trades in the first hour. And last up, we have our pound USD. Again, this market made a strong move Monday, Tuesday, inside bar Wednesday. No follow through on Thursday, but a second sort of bearish consolidation at the peak underneath of the 2250 level. We're back inside of the low of last month after briefly breaking out on Friday, Monday. We have stops still above the pin hammer at 23.39 and of course below the low of the week at 20.75. When we look at our 4-hour, we can see this pattern a little bit clear where the market traded up strongly before consolidating at the numbers, giving us a bit of a micro M pattern and then a big bear hammer. Stops above that at 22.87, and we've since turned off and we have stops below the swing low at 21.85. We're currently trading at 22.13. Within that consolidation, a break either way could possibly see this pair start to move. Again, on our 15-minute chart, if we zoom in a little closer, we can see that the market traded back and forth in a 50 pip box after breaking the micro trend line yesterday. We've since now traded to the lows of that US session and briefly turned off of the 2200 level before pulling back inside of that Asian range. We've just taken out stops below the swing highs and the breakout level from this morning where the market traded up briefly, giving us a micro double top, dropping down, consolidating, stop hunting the lows of the US session and pulling back. We're just trading sideways currently underneath 2225 and above 2200. If this market breaks above 2225, we could see it retest the highs of the day and possibly even the highs of the US session. We're currently inside of that US session range, and depending on how this market trades in this next couple hours, we'll either see a breakout or a stop hunt and a reversal, or a breakout in one direction for a pullback and possible continuation. To zoom in a little bit closer again, just so you can see that a bit clearer. Again, we talked about the hour rotation, paying attention in that first hour. Is there a stop hunt? Is it staying consolidated? Is it breaking out? And in closing, a quote from Jesse Livermore. We've talked about this before. Only the game can teach you the game. There's so many things that happen in lifetime traders. You just have to have a game plan. You need to stick to your process. As I talk about, pay attention to the clock in that first 12 candle window. Wait for the stops to be hit. If we're already in a breakout, wait for the pullback. If they don't give you the pullback, wait for the trend to exhaust itself on 3 pushes and possibly giving us an entry for a stop hunt in the opposite direction. Stay disciplined, stay focused, have a great trading session, end the week on a strong note, and may the markets go with you.
Hi traders, it's Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. If you haven't done so, please head over to my website at StaceyBurkeTrading.com. I create updates on almost a daily basis, and I would love for you to receive them. Just click on the blog. If you want to enter your name and your email address, I'll send you my free audio program, the 7-Step Daily Routine for High-Performance Traders. This is essential knowledge for all traders in all markets, and this is for helping traders to master the market with discipline, confidence, and a winning mindset. I appreciate all your feedback and comments. As always, traders, stay disciplined, and may the markets go with you.